Dragon Wagon is a dragon wagon for wisdom rides. These are neat kiddie coasters that can offer enjoyable forces, but sometimes they miss the mark. And this offered distinct rides based on one's seating position. So how does this coaster ride? Find out in this review. The Montgomery County Fair in Conroe, Texas is normally held for 2 weeks in mid-April. With some concrete walkways and permanent buildings, this fairgrounds is a bit more developed than some. The main part of the fair for thrill seekers, though, is the carnival, which has an all-you-can-ride wristband and a rather large collection of rides, including normally 2 roller coasters, though they will rotate these out each year. During the week, they offer $25 wristbands, plus free parking and admission. It said you needed the coupon for the $25 price, but this was simply the price that the machines were giving when you arrived. On the weekends, admission is $15 with $5 to park, plus $37 for wristbands, though there are rodeo events and concerts and other things that you can see and do on Saturdays and Sundays, plus very long hours. Dragon Wagon as a coaster type is built by Wisdom Rides and comes in a variety of forms. The portable version that I rode at the Texas State Fair seems to be a smaller version of the single helix model, as most permanent versions of this coaster, especially those on the smaller scale, forgo the helix towards the end. Texasaurus at Yesterland Farm is an even bigger version with a spiral lift hill and a large helix towards the end. This version here is a gravity trailer oval version that is only a slightly larger variant of a traditional Orient Express layout. Amusement Midway Providers seems to have 4 roller coasters that they can rotate between their fairs. Pole Position, if going off roller coaster database naming conventions, or Coaster, as the Midway provider calls it, is a fun family spinning coaster offering nice laterals. Wacky Worm is a basic subpar wacky worm, but it does offer some laterals on that final turn. Orient Express is an enjoyable kiddie coaster with decent forces towards the middle of the train, between the pop over the first hill and the laterals on the final turn. Lastly, there is Dragon Wagon, though this is listed twice, as one is listed as a kids ride banning adults. This version required guests to be 48 inches to ride without an adult, which is a high height requirement that did cause some minor problems for the smallest of guests. The Montgomery County Fair seemed to hold dispatches waiting for either full loads or just more people overall, especially on the slower days that I went. With only a few rows, this coaster will cycle more than others at the fair. The operator did dispatch it pretty quickly, even with just me on the train, so likely you can get a few quick laps in if you arrive early. It also did not build up a very long line, likely due to its placement further into the kids and family area, and because of its quicker than average operations. Though even on the Thursday that I was there, lines were starting to get long by 6 or 7 o'clock at night. As for seat placement, I did not try all the seats, and this coaster did seem to naturally front load based on guest preference. The front row itself was broken, but I did get a third row ride as well as a few back row rides. The front offered little force through the initial lift and drop, as well as little over the bunny hill, but did offer decent laterals on that final turn. The back offered no laterals on the final turn, but did have a very nice pulling sensation over the first 2 hills that made it much more enjoyable to sit back there. After leaving the station, you go up a weird turning U-shaped lift hill and drop. This did not offer quite as good and unique forces as the smaller version on an Orient Express, but you do get pulled through it towards the back, so you get a nice little pop of force at that apex as you're whipped through this element. This is a great way to get speed, especially for a kiddie coaster, And I really wish that more large-scale roller coasters could use a very similar element. In the front, this is relatively shallow on the banking, so you get a few forces through it, not much. Next comes a small bunny hill. This is a bit too tall to let you actually have a lot of speed over it, so the forces, especially in the front, will be pretty mild as you take it slowly. Towards the back, the train is moving faster, so you get a small pop over the hill as you come down. It's not great, but a pretty decent force moment, especially for a kiddie coaster, and something that I did enjoy on my rides on Dragon Wagon. Lastly, you have a final turn. These can offer decent laterals, but the small hill into the station will sap most all of the speed from the train, so you only get decent laterals in the front before that final hill. Towards the back, you take this turn pretty slowly, making it not very exciting at all. Overall, how good is Dragon Wagon? This is a simple kiddie coaster that does have re-ride value as the forces vary throughout your seating position. The elements are enjoyable, but a bit dialed back from what they could be, and that is also kind of the point of a coaster like this. I rank this in the middle of the kiddie coasters that I've ridden, right above Gold Rush at Dewberry Farm, which offered decent laterals and a nice pop over its bunny hill, while offering a complete ride for a kiddie coaster. I rank Dragon Wagon right below Frankie's Mine Train at Frontier City, which has a rather forceless layout, but edges out Dragon Wagon because of its nice drop with those two special lateral kinks during it. Have you gotten to ride Dragon Wagon at the Montgomery County Fair? Do you feel the forces differ depending on one's seat? Let me know, and as always, Capcoon Crap.